What is good, you guys? It is Tacosallday. I got my good friend with me,
Kami.
and we're going to do another podcast. We were, we had fun doing the last one, so we kind of want to try another one. Even if it isn't as long as the last one, it'll be about 8, 9, 10 minutes, something simple, straight to the point. Podcast is a podcast, part's a part. At the end of the day, we can just put them all together and make a good hour-long one. It's no big deal.
I agree.
And on this topic, it's pretty random from the last one, but I was thinking. Communication in relationships. It's kind of big, I may not be in a relationship anymore, but even though you have friends, that's still a relationship, and you gotta be, communicate.
I'm currently not in a relationship either, but I've been in relationships that could be considered very long to some in my age bracket. So, yeah. Oh, if you're wondering what my age is 26.
Yeah, so. He's just a few months behind me, 27 myself. I sometimes forget, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get ahead and get straight into it. This concept came to me because when you called me earlier, I was with my mom leaving Lowe's, right?
Okay.
And it was about getting the stuff for the room.
Okay.
Right, so we had some stuff in the backseat of my car. My dad hits her up and says, don't worry about it, I already got everything.
Okay.
And we were like, why did he just tell us so that we didn't have to waste a couple of dollars when we could have just, he could have let us know. We could have just got one more thing if we needed one more thing. And then that brought it to me where sometimes the lapse in communication can cause some serious things. Luckily, this was just monetarily, which we can just return and not have any problems.
Yeah.
But the small things can lead to the big things, and that's where I was thinking that we can do this.
The downfall.
So, right. So to start, I wanted to, ask Kami.
Okay.
In a relationship, not only like how do you feel about communication, but when you were in a relationship, was communication a big factor, or was it something that caused problems?
So communication is definitely always going to be a big factor, because me personally, I'm a mental being. So if I cannot speak with you, I cannot be with you. And honestly, that's not in only, relationship dealing with, your partners or significant other. That is in all relationships,
definitely.
Because it's like you can't just go and be like and say some big wild stuff like, oh yeah, man, you're a bunch of dirty dick motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? To any random person on the street,
right? Like if you don't know somebody for years, it's a different story than finding somebody 5 days later saying you're a dick.
Yeah, exactly. So with that being said, communication is always going to be. If not trust, it's going to be communication for a close second, because to build trust, there must be communication.
And it must be clear.
Exactly. And honestly, without trust, there may be a lack of communication, because it's like you don't want to tell everybody everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Especially, too fast, too soon. Yeah. Some people construe that as he's being too forward, he's too crazy, too much, too clingy. Yes. And it's just a whole bunch of assumptions, which, again, if you communicate, you work it out.
Clears the air.
Yes.
Yes. Fully agree. How about you?
Personally, aside from trust being the first and most important part of any relationship, regardless, it's definitely communication.
Okay.
Because, first off, we're not mind readers. We don't have ESP. I don't know what Kami's thinking. He don't know what I'm thinking. Though sometimes it does feel kind of weird that we do have this thing where we just sort of know what the other is leading towards, and it's just like, don't you mean that? Yeah. But that's again being with somebody for so long that you begin to, I guess you could take their mannerisms and understand their tics.
Yeah.
But when it comes to relationships, the reason mine ended, there was no communication. There was just things happen. Oh, I'm sorry. And no, first and foremost, the one thing that I always say is, I don't want your apologies. I don't want sorries. Just don't do some wrong shit to me. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do anything.
Yeah.
I don't care about the words. Just don't act. Just don't be a dick. I won't call you a dick. Don't say why you calling me a dick is because you're being a dick.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. So. And the reason that's probably why I'm going to be, single for a while. I don't feel like being in a relationship, because that never mean I'd have to learn how to, trust somebody again, get to know that person, do all this other stuff. And I'm just like, that's a lot of energy. And I just, I'm good right now. I'm good.
Yeah. And while we're talking about, specifically relationships, because I feel like we got the communication down. Like, that is the meat of communication, is to have communication. But actually, one more thing about communication. Before you open your mouth to say something, anything regarding your partner or anything like that, you need to make sure you get to your point fast, clear, and relatable.
Understandable.
Okay. Now, I want to make sure people understand what I'm saying by that, because communication isn't only dependent on, hey man, fuck you, I don't like that shit, bitch. No, that's bad communication.
Yeah.
Especially if you're dealing with your partner. And I'm coming from a male perspective, so I'm dealing with a female partner. Now, if I say, hey, I don't like that shit, fuck you, bitch, the only thing she's gonna hear is the fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay. No matter what, and that's the bad thing about people just I communicate. I said how I felt. No. You spoke at somebody. You didn't speak with them. You make sure you speak with them to be received. You don't speak to be heard. You speak to be received. Not like that from my big brother. Thank you, Marquise. When you speak to be received, you come off a different way.
Yep.
And that involves all relationships. Like I said, you speak to be received to your kids. You want them to receive the lessons that you have to teach them. You want to speak to be received to other people that you may not know. So you, if you are passing on help, you can give the help. You speak to be received when dealing with your partner, because you want to help you and your partner grow together. That is a huge thing for me. Speak to be received. And when received, you should not have too many more issues.
And I come from the opposite end. I like to listen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an observant person. I don't really speak too much in general.
Mm-hmm.
One time I speak a lot is when I'm joining with my friends or I'm making a video. Any other time, I'm just sitting there looking, listening, just enjoying. Because even any other time, and I'm just somewhere else, anywhere outside of the house, anywhere in general, I'm just sitting there watching and listening. I like to listen to understand. So if somebody's not speaking to me, that means there's nothing to understand.
Okay.
And when it comes to that, I have to base it on their actions. There's no verbal communication. I have to base it on how you treat others and how you do things and this, that, and the other. So when it comes to, like Kami said, he's a speak to
be received.
To be received.
Yes.
I like to listen to be understood. So I like to hear others' points. What bothered you? What did you like? Why did you like it? Let's move forward with that. It's essentially on both spectrums, both ends of it, where I like to listen. If they can articulate themselves to the point where I can understand it, then yeah, I'm like, hey, let's see if we can nail this right here, right now.
Yeah, and actually, I know I said, that was the last thing I had. You need to ask questions to make sure that you fully understand, whoever is speaking to you. Now, and that's regard to listening. Like, I think I understand. Yeah, definitely. You could think you understand.
Yeah, that's why you listen to ask questions until you get to it.
Exactly, because if you don't ask questions, you go off thinking that you're going to do this, and they're like, I didn't mean that. Did I say that?
Yeah.
Like, well, you said this. But what I said was, and then that ultimately will lead to another argument, which you don't really want. Arguments are healthy sometimes. Okay? Nobody has a perfect relationship all the time, okay? I don't care who you are, all right? But make sure you ask questions to ultimately prevent people from having to repeat themselves.
Yeah.
Because some people do not like to repeat themselves.
I know I'm not one of those people. I don't like repeating myself. I say it once, you didn't hear me? I'll say it one more time for the benefit of the doubt. You don't hear it after that, fuck you, my friend.
Yeah.
I hate repeating myself. That's one of my biggest pet peeves when I'm talking to somebody. If I say something, not only do they not like people don't remember every detail when you speak, but when you like I don't mean what do you say as a whole? I'm just like I got you since it's not important enough to you. I got you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I got you.
Okay. Respect.
Right.
Respect. You know what I'm saying? I fully agree.
Yeah.
I do fully agree.
There's only so many times you can say the same thing over, and they don't get it.
Yeah, if they don't get it, then now if they're saying I just don't get it. Now if they're repeating to you everything you said to them, and it's like you don't get what I'm saying by that. Well, now you need to change your speaking.
Yeah, you have to
pattern.
make sure that you can articulate
So
your
you
point.
can exactly. So you can accommodate your or just even to help your relationship with whoever it may be with. You need to be able to articulate and to be adaptable in your speaking mannerisms to have them understand. So that's a really a huge thing as well. You have anything else, Dan?
Actually, yeah, a thought just popped into my head.
Mm-hmm.
Remember a couple weeks ago when I was helping you and your mom move and stuff?
Yeah.
It just hit my head that every time that you did ask for help, I was always like, "Yeah, I got you, fam."
Mm-hmm.
So it's I think I don't want to assume, but it felt like I gave this condition that I'm always down to help regardless, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you would ask, I'd be like, "I bet, let's
Mm-hmm.
do it," because I'm always the kind of person that would. I'd say yeah, most times, 9 times out of 10, because why not?
Mm-hmm.
But then of course the one time I said, "Nah, I can't right now."
Yeah.
It's understandable because as a human, you have to understand that they can't always be accommodating for every single situation.
Oh yeah, exactly.
We're both adults. We have our own lives.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes things happen. Sometimes we're busy. And that's perfectly fine. It's okay to say no. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to say nah. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
If they're truly there to communicate with you, they'd be like, "Oh, all right, bet. Next time then."
Yeah.
And it's just that simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you don't assume that they're always going to be down to do it. Like, I thought you were good. That's how you get into the fake friend type thing. The whole false communication of, well, you did last time, why not this time?
Yeah.
Instead of realizing, well, maybe something's coming up. Make a connection there.
Yeah. Yes. Most definitely. Make the effort.
Because most times when people do consistent things for somebody,
Mm-hmm.
that in turn becomes an assumption that they'll always do it.
Yes.
And that's the biggest problem when it comes to another problem when it comes to communication.
Yes.
Is the assumption that you'll always be okay just because it was previously.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely agree with you on that one. Definitely agree with you on that one. I don't have anything more to say specifically based on communication. However, I do have more to say based on relationships, period. Now, based on relationships, period, the relationship that I have not said is the relationship you have with, you guessed it, yourself.
That's the most important.
Now, what I recommend is you date yourself. Now, you're like, well, how do I date myself? I'm with myself every day. Well, here's how
You
you
get your hand, you get some lotion, and you date yourself.
pause. Because we're talking to female and male viewers.
All right, no lotion.
It is 2018. But anyway,
Let's get serious.
In all seriousness, folks, dating yourself does consist of, when you're laying around the house and you need to be doing something, you need to pay attention to yourself, call yourself on your bullshit, and say, hey, this is what I'm like. I'm a procrastinating, lazy son of a bitch.
Yep.
God damn it. But now that you have specifically addressed the problem,
Now it's your job to fix that.
it is your job to fix it. Now let me clarify. It is always your job to fix yourself. I will never say this person needs to fix you for you.
Or this person needs to wait for me to fix me.
Exactly.
No.
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 No. Now, also dating yourself consists of when you walk outside and you got food in the house, but you say, I'm about to go get me some Chick-fil-A. Knowing you got bills coming up, but you got food in the house, it's gonna fill you up the same as some Chick-fil-A would. Some Chick-fil-A may taste better depending on if you cook or not.
Right. And even then, that's a couple dollars that you don't need to be using.
Exactly. Yet another $1 you could have saved. But seriously, well, I know that I am kind of bougie. I don't want to cook for myself. I don't want to, I'm undisciplined because when I know I'm supposed to be getting something done, I don't do it. I lounge around the house all day and I just sit there. Now, and even with the, I want to record, I want to record my music, but you don't ever write no rhymes. You don't put the time in to make a beat.
You don't connect to somebody who has the time and availability to do it.
Exactly. These are the things that I mean by you need to date yourself.
Yeah.
Because dating yourself will ultimately help you figure out exactly who you are. Exactly. And I mean exactly, and I mean that perfectly.
I also have another point to add to that, too. Dating yourself as well as understanding how to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
Being alone will help you understand who you truly are.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just rush into whatever relationship, whatever partnership, whatever teamwork situation.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just rush into it.
Mm-hmm.
After being by myself, being alone for almost a year and a half, I have this newfound addiction to being, by myself. It's an addiction. When you start to understand how you are, who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what you need, what you don't need, what you're above, what you're below, you no longer settle for, this is okay. Dating yourself in that sense of, am I worth this? Do I have to take this just because it's here? Do I want something this desperately to sacrifice my moral self-righteousness and vibrance of myself just because of this? Or am I going to stand true to my own conviction and just keep doing me?
Exactly. And I fully agree. And the one thing he forgot to say is peace. Your
exactly.
Peace.
Yes.
Your peace must be of utmost importance.
Yep.
And that's how you gotta do it. And I think I will end my segment by saying, I love me some me.
Damn straight, dude.
And you gotta love you some you. So if you need to be alone for a while to figure out how
I advise it, to be honest.
Exactly, to figure out how you are. Go ahead and do it. So once again, I love me some me.
And I love me some me.
All right. Well,
I think that's about it. I think this is a pretty good spot to cut it. Not too much, pretty straightforward, a pretty simple podcast.
And it's very knowledgeable. No arrogance, of course, but it's very it's very knowledgeable.
It's okay to be arrogant about some things.
Yeah,
But yeah, just love yourself, communicate, don't assume.
It's ask questions
and talk it out.
Yes, speak to be received.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but all right, y'all. Hopefully, y'all made it to the end of this podcast. This is Kami.
This is Taco. Make sure you hit that sub button if you want to get more of these.
Yep, hit that bell if you want to get all of them.
All of it. But we will see you guys in the next video. Much love, and as always, have a good day, y'all.